Coleman's already been introduced, apparently, to some of you. But I have the great pleasure to introduce Coleman Connor, who will give the student address. Coleman is receiving a bachelor's degree in architecture and minor in business management with a concentration in emerging technologies. He was the president of the Wentworth Architecture Club and involved with many other clubs and activities on campus. He plans to pursue a career as an architect and aspires to research the possibilities of architecture in outer space. Let's give Coleman a round of applause. Coleman.
Good morning, President and Ms. Thompson, members of the Board of Trustees, family, friends, caregivers, faculty, staff, and my fellow graduates. Well, we finally made it here, our graduation. I appreciate the opportunity to represent my classmates by sharing reflections at our time at Wentworth. Today, I want to share with you some of the highlights from our experiences, reflect on the challenges we went through, and shine light on the possibilities ahead of us. For many of us, we experienced a roller coaster of a ride to get here. Let's just start with Zoom. Raise your hand if you heard something along the lines of, "Can you please mute your mic due to whatever absurd thing the Zoomers were doing in the background?" Or what about this one? Raise your hand if you saw someone zooming in from an exotic location like a ski slope or beach. It was interesting times being in school when we went from a physical classroom to a virtual one. We had to transition to a whole different way of work and adapt our learning style. For some, it meant giving presentations to a virtual room full of people with their cameras off. For those who create, it meant going from making highly crafted models to making projects with cereal boxes from home, hoping your professor wouldn't care about the Frosted Flakes aesthetic. We had to deal with some weird things: COVID, Zoom, wars, social movements, change, a lot of change. But as we navigated this wild world while here at Wentworth, it gave us unique experiences. It gave us challenges that not everyone overcame. If it were easy, everyone would have finished college, but not everyone did. I'm sure everyone here knows someone or a few people who stopped college, dropped out, and didn't make it to where we are today. But for us, we made it to the end of this educational journey during some of the hardest times to be a student. You may have flown by with flying colors, or you may have struggled like me, full of anxiety and stress and uncertainty about what life would be like after so much change. But we are all here today, and we have made it. Regardless of how you got here, it's an accomplishment, one to be celebrated. During our time, we've had to make sacrifices. Some of us sacrificed seeing our family and friends. Some of us sacrificed money, and most importantly, we've sacrificed time, a lot of time. Let's put all that sacrificed time and knowledge we've gained to good use. Take a feeling of accomplishment and pride and bring that into your next journey. We now all have the ability to truly change the world. Take a step back, soul search, and take time to create a vision that you can stand for, especially from all the unique experiences you've had while at Wentworth. Not everyone will have the same vision, but I know we can all do great things. Be bold in what comes next. Solve the climate crisis. Help put people on another planet. Solve world hunger. Or simply live your life in peace and let that peace ripple throughout your community. Whatever your vision is, now or in the future, trust your experiences, trust your knowledge, and trust yourself. Some of us know exactly what our next step will be. Some of us have no idea at all. But it will come. You persevered through this wild, wide ride of school during a time in history that no one could have predicted. You can persevere through anything. Find your path, find your peace, but most importantly, enjoy the journey. I would like to end with a quote from Harriet Tubman, someone who persevered through challenging times and made the most of her life after struggling with challenges kind of like us. Tubman says, and I quote, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. Always remember, you have within you the strength, the passion, and the patience to reach for the stars and change the world." Congratulations, class of 2022. Thank you.